Namaste. I'm Vaidya Sheena Sooraj. I am an Ayurvedic practitioner from India, from Kerala, India. Thank you so much, Stanford, for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this wonderful conference. So this is about me. The contents of my presentation. So I'm presenting on the nutrition for preventing respiratory allergies. The contents are 3 doshas, the 3 energy principles, the 20 properties of matter in Ayurveda, Agni, the concept of digestive fire, Pranavaha Shrotas, Ayurvedic concept of respiratory system, causative factors of respiratory allergies, Pathya Kalpana, Ayurvedic diuretics, spices, rice gruel and mung bean soup and its importance, honey, evidence-based research papers. The 3 doshas, the 3 energy principles. The Tridosha theory is the basis of Ayurvedic concept or Ayurvedic science. As you know, Ayurveda is one of the most ancient wisdoms. It's known as the science of life or a mind-body science, which has originated more than 5,000 years ago on the banks of river Indus in ancient India. So the basis of Ayurvedic science is the Tridosha theory. So 3 doshas. Doshas means the fundamental energy principles. These 3 are the basis, or they are the fundamental or the governing principles of our human body system. They are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These 3 energy principles, when they are in balance, they provide health, happiness. When they are out of order, that leads to different types of ailments for both body and the mind. And Ayurveda says, body and mind are inseparable, the single unit. So that's why we call the science as mind-body science. So Vata is the highly mobile, moving energy principle. We call it as the wind principle. It's like a wind. And Vata helps in all the movements, all the transportation of nutrients, all activities. And Vata is the king among the 3 doshas. Next is Pitta. Pitta dosha is the fire energy, which is warm in nature, makes our body warm. It's responsible for metabolism, especially digestion, absorption, and assimilation, hormonal actions, then enzymatic actions. All these are based on the Pitta dosha. Then Kapha dosha is the 3rd energy principle, which is helping in the structural makeup of our body. All the mucous membrane structure, different organ system, everything is related to Kapha dosha, because Kapha is the nourishing energy among the 3. And Kapha provides all the nutrients. So Kapha is an anabolic energy. Pitta is the metabolic energy. Vata is the catabolic energy. So the combination of the 3 is the existence of life. And they need to move around throughout the body without any obstruction. If there is an obstruction, that leads to the imbalance or the imbalances. Now the 20 properties, or Vimshadi Guna in Sanskrit. So Ayurveda, ancient science, is written in Sanskrit, which is the mother of all the languages. So 20 properties are the 20 qualities of all the matter, everything in this universe. So they are the most intuitive characteristics of everything, or they are the polarity of all the forces. So 10 gunas or 10 qualities and their antagonistic properties. So everything, our body expressions or our characteristics, our character, mental expressions, everything is defined on the basis of the qualities. Even the 3 energy principles, they have specific qualities. Their qualities are entirely different from each other. So when there is a disease manifestation, some of the gunas or some of the qualities are highlighted or are more. So when these 10 qualities and their antagonistic qualities, so total 20 properties, when they are equal, that's the state of health or balance. When any one or any of the qualities are more, that leads to diseases. For example, excessive moistness, excessive cold nature, or excessive extreme warmth or high temperature. So these are all like the excessiveness of the qualities. So we induce or we suggest food or herbs or other management techniques with the opposite qualities. Agni, the digestive fire. So the concept of Agni is the most unique concept in Ayurveda. So Agni means the fire, the fire. So the fire in our body system, human body system, is actually the part of the solar energy from the outside world, or that means from the outside environment. So this this fire in our human body system is responsible for the existence. So once we lose this Agni or lose this fire, we are no more. So there is no life. Okay. And we believe in Ayurveda that everything, all the inputs, whether it's a liquid food or solid food or the vital breath or your thoughts or the sensory perceptions, everything should be digested well. If they don't get digested properly, that leads to a condition called ama formation. That means a toxin which is uncooked, which is sticky, gluey in nature, that can cause obstructions in the channels of the body, especially the movements of the energy principles are completely blocked or prohibited with this end product. So the undigested product is the causative factor for the somatic or the imbalances of the body and the imbalances of the mind. So even the thoughts should be digested. Otherwise, conditions like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So some of the incidents in our life, the memories, that's not completely digested. So they are unpleasant, causing imbalances. So like that, for the body and the mind, if the digestion is not completely happening, that leads to an accumulation of a toxin. And that toxin is the causative factor for all the disorders. And there are different types of Agni mentioned, fire mentioned in Ayurveda, mainly 3 types. The first one is the digestive fire, which is located in the abdomen. Second one is the tissue fire. As per Ayurveda, there are 7 tissues. Rest everything, the trillions of cells are associated with the 7 tissues or coming under the 7 categories. So they are the lymph tissue, the blood tissue, the muscle tissue, the fat tissue, the bone tissue, the marrow tissue, and the reproductive tissue. Then the sequential formation of each tissue is helping in the structural makeup of the body. So each tissue has a specific fire, helps in the promotion or in the formation of that relevant tissue. So the imbalances of that specific tissue fire causes imbalances in that specific organ system, like diabetes or metabolic disorders. Then the third category of fire is the elemental fire, which is in the very subtle level, closely associated with the Ayurvedic philosophy. Now coming to the allergies. So allergic manifestation or allergic reactions in the body. So our body, when our body is highly sensitized or overreactive to a specific allergen, there will be expressions or there will be symptoms of an allergy. And Ayurveda believes that this allergic manifestation is related to the immune system, and we call that immune system as Vyati Kshamatvam in Sanskrit. So Vyati means a disease. Kshamatvam means the ability to withstand. So to prevent a disease, or when there is a manifestation of a disease, how our body is protecting us or how our body is controlling that. So that is the immune system, immunity. So if anything goes out of order and our immune system is weak, then there will be allergic manifestations. So these allergic reactions or allergies are the result of a poor digestive system. So we give a lot of importance to the digestive system because digestion is the most important factor, physiological thing happening in our human body system. And all the ailments are managed in Ayurveda with the support of this digestive fire. So in the step-by-step management, we give a lot of preference to the digestion as an initial step. So first we clear that, balance that, then we go for the next step. So the right formulations will be given after the balancing or after we correct the impaired digestive fire. So there are 3 types of vitiations of digestive fire. One is the weak digestive fire. Second is the erratic or variable digestive fire. And the third one is the extreme or excess digestive fire. These 3 are the pathologic conditions. Now, respiratory system, which can be correlated with pranavaha shrotas. So shrotas is a channel or a pathway. So our body has innumerable number of channels. So through these channels, all the nutrients are transported to the relevant parts of the body. And these channels, for the easy study or to understand the concept easier and to manage disorders, our sages classified this infinite number of channels into 13 categories or 13 types. So the first 3 channels are for the inputs. One is for air or the vital breath. Second one is for food. And the third one is for water or the liquid. Then comes the 7 channels for the tissues. Then 3 channels for the waste products. Then so this is the main 13 categories. Then there are another 3 more channels, 2 only for women, for breast milk and for the menstrual blood. And the third one is the mind channel. So it's for both men and women, exclusively for the mind. And now coming to the channel for the vital breath, pranavaha shrotas. Pranan is the life energy. So the life energy is transported through the specific pathway or the specific channel, and that can be correlated with the respiratory system, which is explained in the modern medical science. The site of origin, each channel has an origin or a root. The health of that channel is based on the health of its root. So the root of pranavaha shrotas or the respiratory system in Ayurveda are the heart and the GIT, the gastrointestinal tract. So any imbalances in the heart or any imbalances in the gut, gastrointestinal tract, leads to the imbalances of the whole respiratory system. So the allergic manifestations are closely associated with the digestion because this channel, this respiratory channel is related to the gastrointestinal tract, which is the root. So that's why, like, if you look at cardiovascular disorders or gastrointestinal disorders, some of the symptoms are very similar, like dyspnea, breathlessness, cough, irritating cough. So these are the common symptoms in both this organ system because their origin is the root is the same, heart and the GIT. And the location, the respiratory system, its location is mainly in the kapha doshas or kapha energies place, that is the upper part of the body, which is more predominant to kapha dosha as per the location. And the channel is for the vata dosha because wind principle. Vata is wind principle. And this pranavaha shrotas or this life energy channel carries the prana or the vital breath. So it's closely associated with the vata dosha. So most of the allergies of the respiratory system are related to the vata and kapha. And these are the organs associated with pranavaha shrotas: nasal passage, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, diaphragm, and heart. And for further reading, you can look at this World Journal of Pharmaceutical and Medical Research. In that there is an interesting study about the Moolasthana or the root of pranavaha shrotas. Then another evidence study review article for International Ayurvedic Medical Journal. In that, the conceptual study of Pranavaha Shodhas with reference to modern anatomy. So you will get more idea about the correlation between the ancient wisdom and the modern science. Now, the sixth taste. So according to Ayurveda, each food has a rudimentary characteristic. So sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent. These are the six tastes which are the special characteristic of each food and herb. So among the six tastes, 3 are controlling a specific dosha or specific energy principle, and the other 3 will be aggravating it. So on the basis of the symptoms due to which energy principle, because when they go out of order, they create disorders. So according to that, we choose the right food, we choose the right herb or the formulation that are having the opposite taste of the aggravated dosha. So the taste that can control that specific dosha. So Vata dosha is controlled or calmed down by sweet, sour, and salty taste. Pitta dosha can be controlled by bitter, astringent, and sweet taste. Kapha dosha can be controlled by pungent, bitter, and astringent taste. Now, the type of food that causes imbalances to the respiratory system. There are 5 types of food stuff that leads to the respiratory allergies. Food that causes excessive burning sensation, inflammation, and heat. For example, excessive consumption of sour and spicy sauce or coffee. Vishtampi, food that causes flatulence and constipation, gas producing. Bhishendi, food that are heavy and slimy in nature. For example, yogurt. Viruddham, wrong combination of food. Some of the food stuff are not supposed to be combined together. So they have entirely different properties, and when they mix together, they create the formation of the toxins, which leads to disorders in future, not immediately after so many years. So once in a while, if we take wrong combination of a food, it doesn't create any allergy, but continuous consumption or frequent consumption can lead to imbalances in future. Then Vishamashana. So right time, right quantity, and right quality of the food. These are the most important factors when you think about the diet. So you have to eat at the right time with the right quantity with wholesome food or the good quality food. Anything goes, the irregularity in any of these leads to allergies, especially respiratory allergies. Now, Pathya Kalpana in Ayurveda, Ayurvedic diuretics. So the precisely constituted, calculated, and cooked food according to the imbalances and strength of a person following all the rules to lead a healthy life is known as Pathya Kalpana or Ayurvedic diuretics. So it's another unique concept which is more famous and widely explained in all the literatures of Ayurveda. If a patient is not following the diet suggestions, there is no point in giving hundreds of formulations or hundreds of herbs. So food is the most important medicine because Ayurveda says you are what you digest. If it is not digested, you will be sick, you will get imbalances. So following the right diet for the support of the body and as a therapeutic agent is the most important in Ayurveda. Adding spices in your diet. So spices are the integral part of the culinary art in different parts of the world. So in many countries, people use different types of spices. I'm giving some examples here: cardamom, dry ginger, cumin, coriander seeds, nutmeg, asafoetida, turmeric, clove, garlic, black pepper, saffron, bay leaf, cinnamon. So these are all these spices are supporting the respiratory system because most of them are warming in nature and they enhance the digestion, they support the digestion, and many of these spices are having good antioxidants and they have anti-inflammatory properties. So they give soothing or they give They reduce the inflammation of the mucous membrane of the respiratory tract and prevent the allergic manifestations. I gave some of the examples here, like ginger juice with honey, especially for the sore throat and allergic throat irritations. Dry ginger powder, jaggery, black sesame seeds, 1:2:4 proportion for irritating cough. Dry ginger, pepper, long pepper, leaf powder of Malabar nut or Adathoda vesica, and sugar for a recommended period of time to prevent the allergic reactions or allergic problems during specific seasons like fall season and spring season. And the study, the evidence you get from this study, Journal of Translational Medicine, chronic diseases, inflammation, and spices, how they are linked. And here there are a few charts I made, some of the food stuff and their properties. So the specific taste, then the post-digestive effect. So after digestion, so how they are acting. There are 3 post-digestive effects like sweet, sour, and pungent. So each post-digestive effect will be favoring one energy principle. So if it is a sweet post-digestive action, in a kapha aggravated condition, we avoid because sweetness will enhance or increase kapha. So we use pungent, which is kapha pacifying. If it is sour and the patient has pitta aggravations, so sour taste always aggravate pitta dosha. So we avoid that. Then comes the potency. So potency is a special characteristic of a food and a herb, which is so strong that even the digestive fire cannot convert that. So hot and cold, these two are the potencies mentioned in Ayurveda. So they have a lot of therapeutic values in management of different allergies and their action on energy principle, specific action. So some of the food stuff here, yogurt cannot be given in all the allergic conditions. Then pomegranate. So pomegranate balances all the 3 doshas. It is sweet and sour, neither hot nor cold. So one of the excellent suggestions. Then raisins. If you look at the doctrine of signature, the shape of the grapes, very similar to the alveoli of lung. So the raisins, dried one, it's nourishing, it controls vata and pitta, cold in nature. So cardamom, wheat, jaggery. So wheat cannot be given in a person who is obese and having a lot of congestion with accumulation of sputum. Then jaggery, chebulic myrobalan, herb called haritaki, which is one of the popular herbs in Ayurveda. It's light and dry, but hot in potency. It balances all the 3 doshas. Horse gram. Horse gram for a person who is obese and kapha-related respiratory allergies. Garlic, person with hypercholesterolemia, then diabetes and respiratory allergies. But if that person has hemorrhoids or bleeding hemorrhoids or any bleeding disorders, we avoid garlic. Then honey, I explain honey later. Licorice, black pepper and long pepper. So black pepper and long pepper, though both are pungent in taste, long pepper has a post-digestive action which is sweet. Black gram, then dry ginger and fresh ginger. Both are pungent, both are sweet, but dry ginger is oily, unctuous in nature. So very good for vata predominant conditions. Fresh ginger is dry, so it balances kapha. Malabar nut, Indian gooseberry, shashtiga rice. So it's a special rice variety which is harvested in 60 days, good for all the 3 energy principles. Then barley, for a person who is obese and more kapha aggravated condition. So it is excellent, and for a diabetic person too. Sesame seeds, then pearl onion, especially for pediatric usage. Pearl onion with rock sugar is a combination for preventing respiratory allergies and adenoids in kids. Mung bean, basil, turmeric. Now, rice gruel and mung bean soup, the importance in Ayurveda. There is a term called yusham in Ayurveda. Yusha means soup, a legume soup. So mung bean soup is the most appreciable and widely discussed in all the literature of Ayurveda. because it is nourishing and supporting the body. And at the same time, it has a lot of therapeutic values, and it can be suggested for a prolonged consumption during the allergic episodes and as a preventive food. And instead of mung bean, you can use horse gram, you can use barley, you can use black gram, along with spices and some herbs, according to the specific allergic conditions, whether it is vata or pitta or kapha, or long debilitating allergic condition, or sudden onset of an allergy, or related to seasons, or related to the family history. So according to that, we change the legume on the basis of the properties. Then rice gruel, 2 types of rice gruel are mentioned. One is very watery, second one is semi-solid. So the combination, the semi-solid rice gruel and the mung bean soup is an excellent combination for providing energy and boosting the immunity in Ayurveda. So rice gruel is digestive and relieves thirst, binds the stools, strengthening in action. Mung bean soup is mildly vata aggravating, very mild. We compensate that with coconut oil or ghee, the clarified cultured butter, then light and nutritious, strengthening in action. So this is actually, I took from a study, interesting evidence-based study. So a 3:4 ratio of mung bean protein with rice protein, obtaining the highest chemical amino acid score, was suggested as good for consumption. And it is very good in preventing diseases and showed excellent immunomodulatory actions. So that study you can get from this, it is published in this journal. Mung bean, bioactive polyphenols, polysaccharides, peptides, and its health benefits. Then honey. Honey has a lot of importance in Ayurveda. So it is nature's gift. It has a lot of therapeutic values, dietary values, and cosmetic values. It pacifies kapha dosha, ameliorates respiratory imbalances, astringent and sweet in taste, and it's drying in nature. It has a specific quality called yoga vahitvam. So when it is combined with other herbs or foodstuff, it takes the properties of the ingredients without changing it and goes deep into the tissues, and it has the ability to open the channels, so remove the clogging or the stagnation. So it is excellent for upper respiratory irritations, allergies. And this is the study. Ingestion of honey improves the symptoms of allergic rhinitis. Evidence from randomized placebo-controlled trial in the east coast of peninsular Malaysia. So it's they did a study in allergic rhinitis and honey, how honey is supporting or helping in preventing the allergy. And these are some of the examples of the protocol, the diet protocol we give in specific respiratory allergic conditions. If it is vata predominant, we choose licorice tea, chicken soup with spices, rice porridge with coconut milk and ghee. So it will be more oily or unctuous in nature. If it is pitta, we add more cooling type of herbs and more cooling type of soups, and rose tea is an excellent choice. Then kapha predominant, it will be more drying type or more drying and warming type of herbs and food stuff along with some spices. And another interesting study, hospital diet for COVID-19, an acute respiratory infectious disease, an evidence-based protocol of a clinical trial. So in this, they used different spices, pomegranate, and the outcome was amazing, that helped in relieving the inflammation and reducing the infection. So the takeaway from my presentation is, to prevent any respiratory allergies or any other allergies, the most important thing is giving importance to the digestion. So the diet and lifestyle, especially the food that you are suggesting to your clients, to your patients who are suffering with respiratory allergies, a balanced diet, very easy to get digested with the right quantity. So simple breakfast, a moderate lunch, and a very light dinner at the right time with the right quantity, adding the right spices with the recommended or the moderate quantity, then suggesting them the appropriate exercise. So these will definitely support their life, and the utmost happiness is health. because health is wealth. Thank you so much.